Hi, I'm John Lees. I want to talk to you about authentic connecting. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, when you're looking for a new role or you want to make a career change, you'll get advice from a lot of people that sounds a bit like this. They'll tell you to get out there, to start networking, to sell yourself. Now, the problem is that about half of the population run away screaming at the very idea, this idea of terrible networking events where you have to have small talk with people and give out business cards and ask favours. Well, we know from a lot of research that people just don't want to do it. They feel grubby, they feel tacky, they feel as if they're asking extraordinary favours. So, what can you do and why do you need to do it? Well, of course, the thing about making a career change is you're moving largely into unmapped territory. So, the great advice in career coaching is to put research before job search. And that means finding things out. It means being able to draw maps. And you could do some of this through desk research, but the best research comes from other people. The best connections, the best advice, the best information comes through conversations. Why? Well, because you're decoding. You're hearing people tell you their stories, you're picking up information about the language that organisations use to describe popular and well-regarded skills, and you're also learning about sectors and organisations and people that you have never encountered before. So if people is the great answer to this, what do we do about it? And we really do know that that's the case because, when I work with people that come to the end of a programme, they've got a new role. I say, what would you do differently if you were going to do this next time? And I have to say a large proportion of them say, to be honest, I'd start talking to people earlier. And that's where we start, talking to people, not networking like an extrovert, but just talking to people. And you start by not telling people about yourselves, which is the classic advice about get out there, start to impress other people. It flips it on its head. It says start by asking great questions, having connections, having conversations, yes, but you begin with curiosity. Curiosity is a really powerful word in career change because it gives you the energy to drive questions and conversations. It gives you just enough confidence to start new conversations with people perhaps that you don't know terribly well. But don't start there. My strong advice to you is to start with people that you know already. If you want to know more about this, a form of authentic connecting for people who are a little bit quieter, then have a look at my book, The Success Code, which talks about some of the ways that you can reach out to people and influence and even get recommended through some fairly gentle approaches. And one of the approaches I always recommend is you start with people you know already, the people who are easy to pick up the phone to. And you just say, hi, it's me. Do you fancy a coffee over Zoom this week? You don't need a script in your head when you speak to these people. And the reason you start with those people is that you can build confidence, you can develop questioning skills, you can find out about a whole range of industries and sectors and ideas, probably through the people you know already. And then you ask them to bounce you on. So you don't ring people cold. In fact, you probably aren't going to go to networking events at all. What you're going to do is to find individuals who can help with something that you're curious about. So when you talk to your friends, ask them about sectors that they know about, people that they know about in other organisations, ask them about their own career story, and develop a little script that you can use for yourself. And if you're looking for some words, if you're looking for a structure, I would highly recommend the reveal method, which you'll find in my book, How to Get a Job You'll Love. It's a very simple structure which takes you through a process that allows you to say why you're in a conversation, what you hope to get out of it, and then ask some great questions, starting with, how did you get into this line of work? And ending with, thank you very much, this has been incredibly helpful. Who else should I be talking to? Now, there's some other steps along the way, so have a look at the book or come and talk to us and we'll tell you a little bit more about the process. But what I would say is that when you come to the end of your questions, and do prepare great, well-informed questions, and don't stay too long, you can do this in about 15 minutes. Be prepared for the social courtesy that people will ask you something back. So you might have asked some great questions. Eventually somebody will say, what about you? What are you looking for? What's your story? And that's the moment to have a short piece of information, a short sequence of ideas. And it doesn't have to be an elevator pitch. It doesn't have to be the great sell. You don't have to talk about your strengths and your achievements. Just a little bit of past and present to future. This is what I've been doing. This is what I'm really interested in right now, what I've already discovered. And this is what I'm trying to find out next. So here's my advice. Do it your own way, but do something. Go to the edge of your comfort zone, but try something out. Think of 3 friends you can approach this week and begin this process. And when you've started, you'll find that curiosity will keep driving you forward.